Hi there, fashion lovers! Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special episode. We're diving into the Dior Autumn-Winter 2024-2025 collection, which is the ideal fusion of elegance, modernity, and legacy. We'll talk about inspirations, setting, the artistic pieces, and much more, so stay tuned. The Dior Haute Couture Autumn-Winter 2024-2025 show was more than just a display of exquisite fashion. It was a tribute to art, legacy, and strength. By showcasing paintings from some of her most iconic series, the scenography honored the late artist, feminist, activist, and educator Faith Ringgold, who died on April 12, 2024, at the age of 93. These pieces not only honored Ringgold's artistic abilities, but also commemorated the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games in Paris, forging an influential conversation between women, sport, and fashion. At the heart of the creative exchange between Grazia Chiuri and Faith Ringgold was a shared commitment to female empowerment. The show's setting reflected this perfectly, blending Ringgold's legacy of storytelling through fabric with Chiuri's vision for modern femininity. Richly brocaded fabrics inspired by Ringgold's innovative thangkas adorned the space, while references to African art traditions, including masks and textiles, added depth and meaning to the collection. Chiuri's Dior Haute Couture Autumn-Winter 2024-2025 collection was a masterful dialogue between tradition and rebellion, structure and fluidity, couture and sportswear. At its core, the collection revisited the peplum, a signature silhouette that Chiuri redefined with both supple grace and architectural precision. The designs unfolded against a backdrop of hard-won political freedom for women's bodies, transforming each piece into a statement of empowerment and elegance. Breaking away from the expected, Chiuri introduced a material rarely seen in couture, jersey. Reimagined as a metal mesh in gold, silver, and white, it draped the body with a second skin effect, enhanced by ultralight inner bustiers that structured each silhouette. The interplay between softness and strength defined the collection, as fabric and form merged to honor both the classical and the contemporary. Pleats made a strong comeback, sewed down or left open to promote mobility, and draping reminiscent of classical statues flowed smoothly throughout the collection. An impression of timeless elegance was generated by silk dresses with delicately detailed embroidery, skirts made of moire jacquard that had aged to perfection, and ensembles in which a draped skirt dramatically exposed a pair of pants at every step. Power and sensuality were combined in the goddess dresses, which were translucent metallic tank tops trimmed in satin and hung from one shoulder. One striking design, a bathrobe adorned with mosaic mirrors, defied convention by transforming a comfortable garment into a glittering declaration of rebellion and self-expression. Another eye-catching design, a sports jersey embellished with gold leaves and micro sequins, combined the worlds of couture and athleticism, demonstrating that strength and elegance are not incompatible. Chiuri saw this collection as more than just couture. It was an affirmation of the political worth of the female body. It was a celebration of women who are both delicate and strong, moving with as much power and presence as males. This show's blend of classicism, rebellion, and collaborative spirit left an indelible impression of haute couture's transformational potential. For Dior Autumn-Winter 2024-2025, the ready-to-wear show, Chiuri drew inspiration from a watershed period in fashion history, late 1960s. It was a time when couture moved beyond the atelier and into the pace of everyday life. In 1967, Marc Bohan and his assistant, Felipe Giborge, established Miss Dior, an innovative ready-to-wear line. Their objective was clear: build items that were not just beautiful, but also replicable, adaptable to a lifestyle in which the rules were defined by the imagination. Fashion switched its focus from the silhouette to the global stage as society became more complex and dynamic. Art, architecture, and music converged in an extraordinary display of inventiveness, forming a new visual culture. The show's scenography honored Gabriella Crespi, an artist and designer whose work exemplified the strong, independent women of the day. Her artistic influence grew beyond items, becoming a distinctive aesthetic that helped Dior succeed through those crucial years. This season, Dior's runway was set in a minimalist yet evocative environment, allowing the clothing to truly take center stage. The lighting, the music, and the carefully curated venue reflected the timelessness of Dior's heritage, blended with modernity. With this collection, Chiuri harnessed Crespi's spirit and the pioneering women who formed the era, visionaries who pushed boundaries and redefined what it meant to be elegant, independent and bold. Against this backdrop of nostalgia and reinvention, the stage was set for a collection that both honored the past and spoke to the present. Sculptural figures resembling cane warriors stood sentinel on Dior's Catwalk Tuesday, dressed in billowing costumes reminiscent of skeleton shapes, giving a visual metaphor for the preservation of fading traditions. At Paris Fashion Week, Chiuri continued her ongoing blend of fashion and high art with this spectacular display. Kulkarni, a Mumbai-based artist, designed the set, which included a stunning armor-like backdrop, underscoring Chiuri's strong connection to global art. Buckled, strappy, knee-high boots echoed the latticework of the ceiling's cane framework, resulting in a seamless conversation between set design and fashion. The mix of structure and flow, past and present, defines Chiuri's collection. The collection featured bold, A-line silhouettes, structured tailoring, and refined yet practical elements, all staying true to Dior's feminine yet powerful aesthetic. The play on volume, movement, and layering made each piece feel both luxurious and wearable. We saw crisp coats with architectural lines, statement textures and refined patterns, rich, muted tones. Each look felt tailored for the contemporary woman, the woman who appreciates Dior's rich heritage but also demands functionality and edge in her wardrobe. Chiuri opened the show with a structured yet fluid gabardine blazer and trousers, a nod to her signature louche suiting. Free of rigid constraints yet unmistakably French, the tailoring exuded ease and elegance. This juxtaposition of structure and movement continued throughout the collection, with pieces that honored Dior's tradition while embracing modern femininity. One of the standout pieces, a metallic gold chain-link shift dress, shimmered with movement, cascading into delicate tassels at the waist. This was a bold yet refined take on evening wear. The swinging 60s had a clear effect, particularly on looks 10, 11, and 12, which featured all-white ensembles combined with thigh-high, high-shine go-go boots. These items celebrated Bohan's innovative shift toward A-line minis and mod silhouettes, which transformed Dior from a couture label to a ready-to-wear brand. As Chiuri herself stated in a pre-show interview, Bohan was ahead of his time in understanding that women's lifestyles were changing and that fashion needed to adapt. Scarves, a recurring favorite of Chiuri's, were everywhere for fall, described in program notes as protective, enveloping, and embellishing as required for a free and worldly woman. This season also saw a modern twist on 1960s nipped waist tailoring, with slim coats with round shoulders that softened typically rigid designs while adding a contemporary sporty edge. The makeup in white, orange, pink, and neon green, echoing Dior's designer Marc Bohan's color palette from the 1960s, was the highlight of the show. Exquisite pieces made of double cashmere and gabardine included tiny dresses, slacks, coats, jackets, and skirts, all aggressively cut above the knee, indicating a sophisticated pared-down style. Among the striking pieces was a voluminous black crossover coat with an Asian influence, belted at the waist and worn with a wacky, studded black leather beret, Chiuri's example of imaginative, historic fusion. Chiuri's career at Dior has been defined by her focus on accessories, and this season was no exception. The collection featured a redesigned tote version of the Lady Dior purse, which was initially named after Princess Diana, as well as a variety of huge, utilitarian bags and sleek evening clutches. These items, like the apparel, combined heritage with modern functionality. Beyond the designs, the show's set demonstrated Chiuri's continuous commitment to embracing worldwide artistry. This follows her earlier partnerships with the female-led Indian textile firm Chanakya and the Ukrainian artist Olesia Trofimenko, demonstrating her commitment to promoting various creative voices on a global scale. Dior's recent show was a deep dive into style history, giving guests a beautifully planned lesson in the evolution of ready-to-wear. The Miss Dior insignia was the focal point of the presentation, tastefully embroidered across a multitude of dresses, skirts, and coats, each an homage to the brand's rich past. The house gave visitors detailed notes on the history of ready-to-wear, highlighting Dior's pioneering role in the trend. Following in the footsteps of Chloe, probably the first known ready-to-wear brand founded in 1952, Dior debuted its maiden ready-to-wear line under Bohan's creative direction in the 1960s. This effort ushered in a new era of fashion by making expensive clothing more accessible. The show attracted a glittering guest list of A-level celebs including Jisoo, Jennifer Lawrence, Maisie Williams, Elizabeth Debicki, and Natalie Portman, who were all intrigued by the nostalgic yet forward-thinking collection. The appearance of Blackpink's Jisoo, a Dior ambassador, heightened the excitement around the event, emphasizing the brand's contemporary cultural significance. No current Dior collection is complete without a striking statement-making motif. This season, Chiuri reimagined the Miss Dior emblem, putting it into dresses, trench coats, and even purses. In a humorous twist, the standard CD monogram was replaced with a handwritten script, giving the pieces a personal, artistic touch. At its foundation, this collection demonstrated Chiuri's talent of mixing past and modern, honoring Dior's tradition while assuring its ongoing relevance. By recreating Miss Dior through a modern viewpoint, she not only honored the brand's history, but also confirmed its status as a house that evolves with and for women. Dior Autumn-Winter 2024-2025 Haute Couture collection was a stunning tribute to craftsmanship, mythology, and the female form. Chiuri's designs inspired ancient goddesses with sculptural drapery, fluid shapes, and delicate pleating, creating an air of ethereal power. While the collection focused on conceptual fashion rather than everyday wearability, it successfully maintained Haute Couture's status as an art form, expressing femininity with near-spiritual respect. The ready-to-wear collection, on the other hand, paid homage to Dior's 1960s tradition while merging nostalgia with current freedom. Chiuri modernized vintage silhouettes while maintaining their essence, using A-line tiny dresses, structured coats, thigh-high boots, and vibrant colors inspired by Marc Bohan's era. The magnificent cane warrior sculptures by Kulkarni give dimension to the presentation, representing both protection and cultural preservation. This collection made a strong statement about the evolution of ready-to-wear, demonstrating that accessible fashion can still have profound creative and historical relevance. Both collections demonstrated Chiuri's expertise of balancing legacy and innovation, albeit in distinct ways. The Haute Couture show was a poetic examination of Dior's artistry, whilst the ready-to-wear collection was an economically feasible but equally thought-provoking reimagining of the brand's history. Together, they solidified Dior's reputation as a house that maintains tradition while always developing, cementing Chiuri's position as a creative director who expertly blends history, culture, and contemporary. And that wraps up our deep dive into Dior's stunning Autumn-Winter 2024-2025 collections. From the ethereal craftsmanship of Haute Couture to the nostalgic yet modern reinvention of ready-to-wear. Maria Grazia Chiuri once again proves why she's at the helm of one of the most influential fashion houses in the world. What was your favorite look from the show? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest in fashion and luxury. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.